Hey, I'm Alex, and I work at Mosaia AI. So, we've noticed that the developer experience when working with tools in the LLM space was lacking. We wanted to improve it. We're finally ready to share what we've been building, and I'm excited to demo it to you today. So, imagine this scenario. You're a developer, and you've written a tool, and you're really excited for others to use that tool in their agents, but you face two challenges. The first one is how do they discover that tool? And once they discover it, how do they easily add it to their agent? So the first thing we built is a tool marketplace where users can easily search for, discover, and add tools to agents with one click. In addition, we built a cloud hosting platform connected to an automated deployment pipeline. That pipeline is connected to GitHub. So think of this as Vercel for tools. As soon as you push up code to GitHub, it gets built, deployed, and added to a marketplace in minutes. From there, users can immediately start using your tool in their agents. Now I'm going to go over both features, so let's get started. You're going to need a Mosaia AI and GitHub account, so create those first if you haven't already. And at a high level, we're going to do three things. We're going to install the Mosaia GitHub app, so that's what lets you deploy tools to the Mosaia platform. We're going to code up a simple tool and deploy it, and we're going to create an agent and use that tool in the agent. So let's install the GitHub app. On the Mosaia AI website, head on over to Apps, then GitHub, then click Launch App. On the GitHub side, follow the prompts to install the app. Then grant Mosaia permission to manage your tools on the Mosaia platform. And installation is complete. Okay, now onto the fun part. Let's create our first tool. So for this demo, we're going to be creating a simple cafe finder tool. Given an address, it will find nearby cafes, and it will tell you things like their operating hours, what they sell, and their address, and so on. We'll use the SerpApi as our data provider. We've made it really easy for you to begin writing tool code by providing a code generator. To run the generator, you run the command npx create Mosaia tool. It'll ask you for three questions. The first is the tool name. We'll say Cafe Finder. This is what's displayed in the marketplace. Then it'll ask for a description, also displayed in the marketplace. So we'll say, given an address, finds nearby cafes. And a longer description that's sent to the LLM to help it understand how to use the tool. For the sake of the demo, I'm going to reuse the short description. Hit enter. And there we go. Our tool code is generated. Now, as a developer, you only need to care about two of the files in this repo, the .mosaia manifest file and the toolcall.ts file. The manifest file tells our deployer how to deploy your tool. The tool call file is where the heart of your tool call logic is going to live. Now, if we take a look at the manifest file, it has four top-level fields. Name and description are what we entered in just now. It's what shows up in the marketplace. Schema tells the LLM how to interact with your tool, so more on that in a sec. And environment variables are the variables that need to be injected into your tool call at invocation time. So just to be clear, you don't record the values here. You're simply declaring which variables need to be injected when your function is invoked. Schema is one-for-one identical to the OpenAI format for function calling. In this example, we're just passing in two parameters, example param 1 and 2, and this will change once the function is implemented. In toolcall.ts, we can see those example parameters injected, as well as any necessary environment variables. This example code simply concatenates the two variables and returns the result, and this too will change once we implement our function code. So we've implemented the tool call. Now what's changed is we have a new query parameter, location, and a new environment variable, SerpApi key. Those get sent to the SerpApi, and the result is nearby coffee shops. Now we've also updated our manifest file to reflect the fact that we have this new query param and environment variable. And before deploying this, let's test this out locally. Now the starting code comes with a test server. So to start it, we'll run the command npm run start dev, and in a separate terminal, we'll run the command npm run test request. Now all this command does is call the tool function with an arbitrary location. Now when we call it, it returns nearby coffee shops. And it's this that's going to be returned back to the LLM. So now we're ready to deploy. So to do that, let's first initialize our Git repo. We'll add our initial commit. Now on the GitHub side, let's create a new repository. We'll call it Cafe Finder. Let's push up our code to GitHub. Refresh. And there we go. So as soon as we push up our code to GitHub, the build and deploy pipeline immediately starts running. So in approximately 1 minute, this tool will become available on our marketplace. So 1 minute has elapsed. So let's go back to Mosaia. Let's go to our profile. Let's check the Tools tab. And we can see that the tool has been added to the marketplace. Now people can immediately start using it in their agents. So let's do exactly the same. Let's create an agent and use this tool. So to do that, go to the Agents tab, click on New Agent, and I'll give this agent a simple name like Tour Guide. And I'll say, helps you explore new cities. We'll keep the default settings and click Create. The agent is created, so now we can add our newly created tool to this agent. So head on over to the Tools tab, click on Add Tool. Let's click on the Cafe Finder tool that we just made. We'll paste in the API key that we used during testing. And now this tool is available for this agent. So let's have a chat with it. Let's click on Chats. We'll start a new chat. And I'll ask it something basic like, can you please tell me what cafes are around 125 Redpath Avenue, Toronto? And there we go. It's returned the nearby cafes. So we can see things like the coffee bar, add origin coffee, and so on. So let's ask it another follow-up question. We'll say, what are the operating hours of, let's say, at origin coffee? And it lists those hours. So that is how you build, deploy, and use tools on the Mosaia platform. Now we're always looking to improve the product, so if you have any suggestions, please reach out. We love feedback, and we can't wait to see what you build. Thank you.